Find it in your app store or at Stitcher.com. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
Are you ready, Steve? Andy? Yeah! Bert? Well, all right, fellas. Let's go!
You're listening to CFRN, the Christian Financial Radio Network.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/CFRN. Over 85,000 titles. Choose from mystery, romance, religion, science, technology, business, or time, and children's books. You name it, Audible has it. With 85,000 titles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect audiobook for yourself or to give as a gift, and it's absolutely free. Point your browser to audibletrial.com/CFRN. That's audibletrial.com/CFRN. And become a part of the audiobook revolution by downloading your free audio today. audibletrial.com/CFRN.
Hey, trader, want to get rich quick? Well, good luck with that. If, on the other hand, you actually want to learn how to trade, the place to be is www.cfrn.net. Tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern for our daily devotional, and then spend the next 3 hours learning how it's done from professional traders who actually trade for a living. That's www.cfrn.net. Every trading day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living.
Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN Emini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things Emini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro, and even T-bills. Joining us today from our studios in Boston, Mr. Michael Bork. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Today is Monday, 21st. Make that the 23rd day of May, 2016. I don't know why we've got that file playing twice, but we'll shut it down. All right. Hope you had a great weekend. If you're tuning in for the very first time today, a special welcome to you. If you're returning, welcome back. If you are here for the first time, you have a couple of options available to you. You can listen to just the audio stream, or you can listen to the audio stream and view the charts as we go through the various markets. To make that magic happen, just go to our homepage at cfrn.net. On the right-hand side of the page, click the big microphone, follow the instructions, and within about 30 seconds, you'll be registered all the way through the end of the month. Now, that's only about a week from now, but if you register at the beginning of each month, then you're trading 30 seconds for 30 days, and that's a pretty good deal. If you need any help getting logged in, you're having some problem accessing the show, call toll-free 866-928-3310, and one of the good folks there will be happy to give you some instructions and help you get properly logged in. So let's take a look at those numbers. As I said we would, we're going to start with the cash markets here in the U.S., and the Dow is up 6 points. The NASDAQ is up 6 points. The S&P 500 is down 2 points. The Russell 2000 is down just over 1 point. So that would be what you call a quiet day on Wall Street, to say the least. Crude oil is down 76 cents a barrel, 1.5%. Gold is down $5.90, or half of 1%. As we go to Asia, the Nikkei down 81 points, half of 1%. Shanghai up 18 points. That's a little over half of 1%. And the Hang Seng is down 43, and that's about a quarter of 1%. Last but not least, Europe, where the color of the day is a bright red. The DAX is down 73 points. The FTSE is down 20 points. CAC 40 is down 28 points. So there you have it. Nothing to get too excited about on this Monday. Bit of a quiet day. There are a few headlines that we'll talk about here later in the show. One I'm sure you've already talked about with somebody today. Mark Cuban could be your next vice president. Now, that's almost as frightening as Hillary Clinton being your next president. NBA owner and billionaire investor Mark Cuban said he's open to a conversation about running for vice president in 2016 with either Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton. But Cuban, who describes himself as fiercely independent, does have a few caveats. In an interview with NBC's Meet the Press, Cuban said, "If Trump asked me, I'd be like, okay, Donald, that's great, let's talk about it, but we're both going to have to dig in and really look and understand the issues so we can come up with solutions." In a portion of the interview released Friday, Cuban also expressed interest in running with Hillary Clinton. He said he would absolutely entertain the conversation, but she would have to go more to the center. Now, already we've had a campaign that has brought more firsts to the campaign trail than any election in history, from a guy running around bragging about the fact that he's a socialist, and he's still, I guess, to a degree, a front runner, to Mr. Trump. Need I say more? And then Hillary and all the baggage that she brings. I mean, it's sort of a political version of the Keystone Cops. Most of you in the audience probably aren't old enough to remember the Keystone Cops. I'm really not that old either, but I've seen them. Let's just leave it at that. Clinton, in a separate interview on Meet the Press, did not fully dismiss the idea. "I appreciate his openness to it," she said. In vetting vice presidential candidates, Clinton explained, "I think we should look widely and broadly. It's not just people in elective office, it is successful business people as well." Apparently, hitting Donald Trump, she continued, successful business people who really are successful, as opposed to those who just pretend to be successful. I think those people have a lot to offer. Earlier in the week, Cuban's name was floated as a potential third-party candidate being recruited to take on Donald Trump. Cuban declined, telling MSNBC's Steve Kornacki there's not enough time and it just wouldn't work. Looking ahead to a potential 2020 or 2024 run for president, Cuban candidly replied, "It's too early to tell. There's so many variables that I don't have the answers to." Can you imagine having Mark as president and Mr. Wonderful as vice president? That's frightening. I'm laughing to cover my terror. The tech entrepreneur did admit Donald Trump has opened the door to non-traditional candidates, which is a great thing. Cuban says he's more open to running for public office now because you don't have to be the perfect Stepford candidate like you would have been in the past. Cuban said he believes Trump has a real chance to win, and that's scary to a lot of people. What alarms him specifically is that Trump is listening to everybody, which is fine on the surface, but, he continued, it's coming across as if he's proposing things based on the last person he spoke to. On concerns about Trump's temperament, he conceded that it's possible for anybody to change, but I just don't see evidence that he wants to change. Cuban concluded, "I think he's trying to do what he thinks is the right thing right now. But there's just so much coming at him at once, he's looking for shortcuts. And this is just not a job where there are any shortcuts." So there you have it. As odd as it might be that Hillary or Donald could be the president, even stranger that Mark Cuban could be vice president, which would be a stepping stone to becoming the president. Now, the only one in the whole pack that's not a straight up hoodlum, I think, is Bernie Sanders, and I don't know that much about him. He might be as well. I haven't bothered to investigate him that closely because I just can't believe America would or could elect a socialist, a self-avowed socialist as president, but I better wake up and smell the coffee because I think they would, and I think they might, and I think we should be very, very concerned. Now, as for the moment, Donald Trump has become the presidential front-runner. I didn't say the Republican presidential front-runner. I said the presidential front-runner. The latest Real Clear Politics average of several recent polls put Trump ahead of former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton by 1/5 of a percentage point. It is the first time Trump has overtaken Clinton. 5 recent polls were considered by Real Clear Politics. Trump led by 5 points in the latest Rasmussen poll, while he held leads of 3 points and 2 points over Clinton in the most recent Fox News and ABC News Washington Post polls. Clinton, meanwhile, held a 6-point lead over the Manhattan billionaire in the CBS New York Times poll. She was also up by 3 points in the NBC Wall Street Journal poll. Trump appears to be benefiting from the relative consolidation of Republican voters around him as the presumptive GOP nominee. Clinton is still facing a heated primary challenge from Bernie Sanders, the Vermont senator, who has vowed to take the fight to the Democratic convention floor in July. Of note, the Rasmussen poll, which showed Trump leading by his biggest margin, was also one of the most inaccurate at predicting the 2012 race. Still, with a double, well, I'll show you. Still, this chart shows how quickly Trump has closed what was once a double-digit gap with Clinton. I'm not a fan of these little charts. Gap. Close the gap. This is April of 2016. And this is July of 2015. So that's the deal. Well, as they say in Chicago, vote early and vote often. We're going to go to Michael right now for a recap of everything that happened in the live trading room today. The good, the bad, the stuff we don't sweep under the carpet. Just the facts, man. And as soon as he's finished with that, I'll be back for our good word for the day. We'll take a look at the Concierge Trade Alerts, which, you know, when we have quiet, flat markets, sometimes they have a hard time getting out of their own way. But nonetheless, we'll go through them, each and every one. And I'm waiting on a message back from Garrett. Garrett joins us most Mondays, and I'm just waiting to hear from him. And if he does join us today, I think it'll be at the top of the hour. So as soon as Michael is finished, I will let you know. So Michael, if you're ready, you can take it away.
I'm ready. Ready to roll. Ready to roll. All right. I rebooted, so there may be a pause after I hit the record button.
Okay.
Because it may snag up for a minute. Okay. We'll see. Nope, no pause. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Monday, the 23rd day of May, 2016. Now, let's have us a look here. Today in the live trading room. Well, first, let me tell you how to take the free trial. Okay. If you have not taken our free trial, you can go here to
we can like many, but we can
apply.cfrn.net and fill out this little form.
Because it is for those precious
or
few that
you alternatively can go here to our homepage at CFRN.net, put in your name, put in your email, click on register for a free trial. When you do that, you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click the confirmation link, okay? If you don't click that link, we don't know you took the trial. So you got to click that link. All right. That's how to take the free trial. Now, today in the live trading, we were up $210 a contract. Okay, we made $50 on the YM, we made $90 on crude, $120 on gold, and we lost $50 on soybeans. Today it took us 70 minutes and 7 trades to get to $100 a contract, and we took a total of 11 trades. So on the month now, we're up $4,487.50. That is over 16 trading days, averaging $280 per day. Now let's see, we have 5 business days left. 5 business days left this month. So if we get, there's a chance we could get to our second best month of the year. Getting placed to be our second best month. And there's a chance we could be the first, but I would say the second is more likely. Second or third. We're already at third. But anyway, happy Monday, John. And let's see. Okay, so that's all of that. Now, today, in gold, we had just a couple of trades. The first one, right here, we got 4 ticks profit on. Then, now as Dwayne said, the markets are really flat today. At one point, I had a box like this drawn on every market. A box like this saying, we're not going to trade until we get out of that box. At one point. But anyway, we got 4 ticks on the first trade, and we got 8 ticks on the second trade here on gold. We missed this one, but we grabbed this one. Okay, during the break, there was a lot of chop. no trading at all during the break. Okay. The YM, the ES was in and out of this weekly trading zone all morning. Okay. So we weren't going short on the YM. We only had long trades on the YM today. And we only had a few of them. Okay. Our first one was right in here. Got a break even on that. The next one was right here. We got 4 ticks profit on that one. And the next one that we actually took was right here. And we got 6 ticks profit on that, putting us at plus 10. Okay. During the break, there was a short right there, a short right there, both really small gainers, and a long trade right here. Okay. And that was it for the YM. We were plus 10 on the YM. Okay. Crude oil today. Alright, we missed this trade right here, but we got 6 ticks profit on this one. Break even there. And over here we had 3 ticks profit on this one. I don't think I missed anything. I know in here I had a box drawn, and I was waiting for Crude to get out of that box. It really started to move once the live trading room ended. We had some nice movement here and there. And we could have shorted 3 times on this move down. Okay, but that was it. No more opportunity there on Crude. On the soybeans, we started the day out with the stop out here on soybeans. I missed that trade, and I had a break even there, and I got 4 ticks profit on this one. Okay, during the break, yeah, you could have gotten long right in here. It would have been a break even for me probably, maybe a 1 or 2 tick profit. But that was pretty much it during the break. Okay, so on the soybeans, we ended with minus 4. In the euro, we did not trade today. Let's look at what the euro looked like in the pre-market. Where it opened up.
Top of the hour is good for me.
Yeah, see, look, had some pretty good movement here in the pre-market. But then when we got into our markets, we did not have all that much movement. There was 1 trade there, 1 trade there, 1 trade there. I missed them all. And there was a short trade right in here. Short trade right in here during the break. Probably would have been a break even for me. Okay. And that was it. Yeah, I thought so too. As a matter of fact, I'll show you something here, John. These were all my soybean days this month. Today was the only one where I was negative. The other ones I was break even, or I didn't trade them right here. I think starting next month, I'm going to put the soybeans over here and put the NQ in here with the ES. Sorry, I blew my nose. Okay, so on the day we were plus 10 on the YM, we were plus 9 on crude, plus 12 on gold, and minus 4 on soybeans. It took us 70 minutes, 7-0, and 7 trades to get to our goal for the day. At that point, we were up $100 a contract. Oops. Let's see, we took a total of 11 trades today. 11 trades. On the month now, we're up $4,487. That's over 16 trading days, averaging $280 a day, $280 per day. If you apply an $8 commission to every trade we've taken, you would have a net profit of $27.43. And if you applied a $5 commission, you would have a net profit of $33.97. Okay, on the year now, we're up $24,443. That's over 95 trading days, averaging $257 per day, $257 per day. Okay. And that is that. Now, if you have not taken a free trial with us, you can go here to CFRN. In the right-hand column where it says register for a free trial, put in your name, put in your email, click on register for a free trial. When you do that, you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click on the confirmation link or you will not get the free trial. The other way is to go here to apply.cfrn.net. Just fill out this form and then you'll be sent all kinds of information about how to take the free trial. Okay? And that information will continue to come to you for 6 days. Alright. That's it. With that, I can stop the recording, and we can head back out to fabulous Phoenix, Arizona. That will give Dwayne some time to go over his stuff before Ed comes on.
Ed?
Okay, so...
Did you say Ed?
Is he coming on? Yeah, I thought you were saying it was going to come on this afternoon.
No, Garrett.
Oh, Garrett. Okay, Garrett.
Yeah, Ed comes on. Ed'll be on Thursday. And
Okay.
Garrett, I haven't heard back from him yet. It's usually late. He has to get his kids to school, and he's usually cutting it pretty close. So.
Okay. All right.
Okay, let me grab the screens. Take care of that.
Okay.
Okay, so the recap of the recap was...
Today it took 70 minutes and 7 trades to get $200 a contract.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the Sunday Night Globex Open right here, guys, and you can see that this is a 30-minute chart, and that's what flat looks like. It looks flat as compared to stuff like that. Now we'll break out of this one way or the other. We're trading in the just barely, no, not even. We're kind of trading right in the middle of our weekly zones. So, yeah, just quiet, flat. Wish I could tell you more, but it is what it is. So, now you're doing a webinar tomorrow afternoon, correct?
Tomorrow afternoon, 1:15. Okay. 1:15 p.m. Yes.
Okay, were there any unanswered questions in the chat box?
Nope. All the questions are taken.
Everything's covered? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the question today, guys, as part of our good word for the day, what do you see? Proverbs 29:18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. You gotta have a vision. You gotta have something that makes you want to get up and get out every day. What do you see in your future? What's your vision? In 1872, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, yet 100 years later, African Americans were still victims of segregation. During a speech at the Lincoln Memorial in 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. expressed his vision in these now famous words, "I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice and oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream of that day when all God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentile, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. The night before Dr. King was assassinated in Memphis, he told his audience he had seen the promised land, and even though they may not get there at the same time, they would one day enter in. If you don't have a vision for your life, ask God for one. In fact, ask Him for the purpose that He created you for. Let that become your vision. Let that become the thing that moves you and motivates you, that drives you to do great things in His name. And when He gives you the vision, when He calls, when the phone rings, we already talked about you got to answer the phone. You got to be willing to obey the command. When He hands you that vision, pour your life into it, believing that you'll live to see it fulfilled, not only for yourself, but for your children and for every life that you hold influence over. And you'd be surprised who you have influence over. You may think, well, I'm not very important. Nobody really cares what I think. But I guarantee you, somebody, somewhere, more often than you think, they may not be listening to what you say, but they're watching what you do. And they're judging. And they're wondering if this talk you talk is really the walk you walk. And it is by that standard that some individuals will judge all believers. So think about that. That's a heavy responsibility. Answer the call. Ask for the vision to be made clear, because sometimes the screen can get a little fuzzy. Sometimes there's a little static when the call comes in. But if you'll spend time, if you'll listen, if you'll pay attention, He'll get through. He'll make it clear. And when you are walking in the steps that He has ordained for your life, you'll know it beyond a shadow of a doubt. You'll feel His hand at your back, and you'll know that you see what you see. And that's our good word for the day. I'd love to hear from you. Send me an email sometime. Tell me what you see. What do you see in your future? What sort of vision do you have? We're not all cut out to be Abraham Lincoln. We're not all cut out to be Dr. Martin Luther King. But we are called to do something equally as important in the lives of those who look to us for direction, guidance, and sometimes just a word of encouragement. That can go a long, long way. Proverbs 29:18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. So whether it's in your home, in your workplace, in your church, let that be your call. Do not allow the people to perish. And that's our good word for the day. Okay. We've scanned the headlines, and in all honesty, boy, there just isn't. I'll tell you something that I'm not going to talk about today, but they're talking about it an awful lot, is this project that Google is working on to test the artistic ability of artificial intelligence. They turned it loose on poetry the other day, and that didn't work out. That didn't turn out so well. Now, this weekend, they were supposed to, there was a Moog-est in Durham, North Carolina, which I think would probably have something to do with the early Moog synthesizer. I'm not a musician, but I'm pretty sure that's what that was all about. And Google is really putting a lot of energy behind this to see how far they can push the envelope on this artificial intelligence thing. And Elon Musk and others, in fact, Jeff Bezos, and if I'm not mistaken, even Sergey Brin has discussed the implications of the machines. You know, that's old science fiction, the day the machines take over. But guys like Elon Musk, who can send a rocket to outer space and then have it come back home again like a homing pigeon and land where he tells it to land, when he starts to get concerned, you and I should probably give it at least a second thought. Where is this leading us? Where is it taking us? These things that we have around us, these computers, those are on the way out. Virtual displays, you'll have a computer display, but there won't be any hardware there. Now, we talked about this years ago when the first prototype came out, and a kid had this backpack, and I would have to dig that article out and go through it. Now, that was a proof of concept, and even that technology that they were displaying at that point in time at one of the Consumer Electronics shows, that's gone by the wayside. Things are moving at a fast pace. And it says, it is written that in the last days, that knowledge will travel to and fro at a faster pace than it ever has before. So, not preaching any doomsday prophecy here, I'm just saying, we all want to get our house in order. It's important. So let's take a look at some of the Concierge Trade Alerts for last night. Our free trade was off by just a couple ticks. It just no follow through, and it happens. So let's see what we have here for the Concierge Trade Alerts. View email. Okay, Sunday night. All right, let's get the box out of the way. Go ahead and write this in, because later in the week, what's that error all about? Flowbacks, Sunday night open. Friday we closed at 2050, and last night we opened at 53 and a quarter. So we had a little bit of a gap higher open, and then during the overnight session early this morning, between 4 and 5 a.m., we put in a higher high than the opening candle from last night. But not much. Okay. All right. Let's get this done. Consider being long above 2060 and a quarter. That's not happening. Consider being short below 2038.75. Guess what? That's not happening either. It's rare that we don't get a trigger in either direction, but that's how quiet the market was. And if the S&P did that, there's a good chance we're going to see the Dow give us a little bit of the same. Okay, this is the Dow. This, of course, are last week's zones, and we stayed last night on the open, which was right there. About right there. That would be more like it. Okay. YM. Buyers at 75.10, sellers at 74.60. 75.10. Now we got the alerts out at 7:30 Eastern, so that's going to be 19:30. Okay. And so from here, buyers at 17.510. Oh, that's painful. Now, and take a look at where your stops would be. From 17.510, this produced all of 7 points. On this run up, we produced 23. And on this one, another 15. So, again, this is an example of the market just not having enough energy in it to get out of its own way. Very good possibility that you're triggered in and still in. On the short side, 17.460. Okay. Obviously, we weren't expecting, mathematically, we weren't expecting anything too terribly big, because look how close the buy and sell alerts are. 17.460. Yeah. Okay. So from 17.460, we put in a low at 43. So that's 17 ticks. We don't get out at the exact swing high or the exact swing low unless you're trading for a hard target, and you'll get out at the price you want to get out unless there's some slippage. But that's still not calling the high or the low. Now from 17.460, the swing low here was 31. So that's 29. At $5 a point, that's $150 per contract. That's just shy of $100 per contract. And then you get this, okay? The zones from last week, we couldn't make it all the way up to last week's zone. Made it back down. Couldn't make it all the way up. And then we just, this is what, when we talk about the market consolidating or coiling, that's what's happening here. It's just getting wound tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. Let's go to the Russell. See if we had anything better happen there. Okay, Russell, what do we got? Okay, the open was back here. Come on. Okay. $522. Okay. All right. On the Russell, we were looking to be long 1118 and short 1109. So 1118, no go there. And 1109. We didn't quite get a point. A swing low here, like 1108.20. And over here, 1108.20. So on the short side, couple trades, 8 ticks. Tomorrow will be better. We'll have a turnaround Tuesday. Let's go to, let me open the chat box in case Garrett slips in. I don't see, let me see if I have a, no. Okay. All right. Moving right along. Get this thing done quick. Crude, GCL. Nope. Nope. I'm going to have to go through and redo all my charts. They're completely out of whack. How did that happen? That's odd. Nothing there. Guess we'll just have to build a new one. All right, well, we'll just clean this out. GCLN. Okay. 30 minutes. Okay, this is July crude. 30-minute chart. Buyer at 48.40 and a seller at 47.80. Okay. No, 48.40. This was the Globex Open. Yeah, right there. Okay. And on the short side, a seller at 47.80. Okay, first move down took us to 67. So 47.80. Okay. Down to 67. So that's 13 ticks. You need 10 if you're trading the 2420 blueprint. This next move down would have taken you to a swing low of 47.40. So that's a 40-cent move. And then we got 47.59. We'll call it 60. Well, it's 21. So some opportunity on the downside, but last week when we saw this flat action in the indices, we would roll over and look at the commodities, and they were full of pop. But this is just quiet as well. So it is what it is, and we'll roll it into tomorrow. Next is the NQ. Okay, it's got to be in here somewhere, you'd think. And that is odd. Oh, there we go. There's where all my stuff vanished to. Okay, on the NQ, we've been banging up against last week's weekly trading zone at 43.80/81. Let's see. There's the Globex Open last night. Okay. All right, NQ. A buyer at 43.80. A seller at 43.63. Okay. Okay. First move down took us to 43.53 and a quarter. So that's going to be 9.75. How many do you need? That's the question. If you're trading the 2420 blueprint, looking for $100 per contract per day, the NQ pays $20 per point, so you need 5. Okay, we get back above the trigger. Important prices, important areas are almost always tested in normal markets. So we get a swing low here of 43.48. So 63 minus 48. $63 minus 48. And we've got 15. Okay. Times $20 per point. And this time we make it down to 51. $63 minus 51, that's going to be 12. And we got just nothing right here. From 63 down to a swing low of 60 and a quarter. So that's 2 3/4 points. Again, we only need 5 to be done for the day. Just 5. Now on the long side, we were looking at being buyers at 43.80. And the swing high here we hit 43.80. We hit 43.81 and a half, 43.80 and a quarter. Okay, so stopped out on the long side, but sufficient movement on the short side to at least let you get your points for the day. All right, gold. What can gold do for us today? $22 right there. Okay, on gold by 12.57, didn't happen. Sell 12.50. That happened. $12.50, yeah. Okay. All right. From $12.50, the first move down took us to 48.50. From 12.50 to 48.50, that's 15 ticks or $150 per contract. Okay, the real move obviously was this one, which took us down to 43.60. So from 12.50 $12.50. Nope. Rough day when your calculator even wigs out on you. We'll round it up to 44 and we'll call it 6. Yeah. So that's $600 per contract. I know. I shouldn't make it sound so horrible. I'm just used to seeing it so good that it feels worse than it really is. 1243.50. So yeah, round it up to 44. You got a $600 per contract move. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, low 46.50. So this is a $350 per contract move. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. All right. Moving along. We're almost done here. Bonds. Take bonds if I can find them. Bonds. Okay. More violently sideways. Oh, I heard from Mike Reed last night. He was going to join us today, I thought, but he's going to try to get on a regular schedule Monday and Friday or something along those lines. Okay, on bonds, 164.21. Right there. Okay. So from 164.21, we go to 164.30. So that's 9 times 31.50. 32 ticks to a point. And we do it again. Important prices, important areas, almost always tested. This time we get all the way up to 65. And on this move up, we make it to 164.28. Now on the short side with bonds, 164.02. We did not trigger on the short side, but we had 1, 2, 3 nice triggers on the long side for bonds. And last but not least, soybeans. ZSN July soybeans. We were looking to sell 1070. Now this is the opening candle here. Okay, we opened at 74.25, and we were sellers at 1070. Okay. Now, from 1070 to 1064, that's 6 points. At $50 per point or per penny. Soybeans and the S&P are similar. There's 4 ticks to a penny, 4 ticks to a point. Each tick pays $12.50. And this drop here, when we came back, you know, just gotta say we didn't quite make the cut for that. Here we did, and this took us down to 65. So from 70 to 65, that was good for 5 points. At $50 per point. And then over here we dropped all the way down to a swing low of 1052. It's 18 points. 15 points at $50 per point. And there you have it. That's what the market had to offer us today. So we're going to come back and do it again tomorrow. True story. Okay, Garrett, I don't see a message from him. Almost guarantee you that the second I log off, my phone will ring and it'll be Garrett, and he's like, man, did I miss you? And I'll go, yep, but I don't want to hang you out and hold you up. All right. Okay, that's going to do it, guys. I'll leave this chart up for just a wee bit in case you don't have a chart of your own. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Whoever you are, wherever you are, may God continue to richly bless you with His mercy and with His grace. I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-host, and guest. To learn more about trading Emini Futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any securities. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.